All right, we had some blustery conditions out there today, but got outside, got on the grass. We were indoors the first couple of days. Weather conditions weren't so good, but got out in the elements today, and I thought it was good for our team. And it won't be quite as windy as it was today. Played a little bit of havoc with the passing game, but good day. You know, we had to work a lot on the logistics of getting personnel in and out from the sidelines, which is a little bit more in depth than you might think. You know, trying to get your group down there, and it's a little bit more work. So we'll work on that again tomorrow and on Saturday as well. So questions? What do we got? Cage is out.
As opposed to your normal road trip, just what kind of fanfare do you guys have when you go on these Shamrock Series games, if any?
You know, we'll have a few players that are injured that will speak at the Fan Fest, but you know, it's a business trip for the team. You know, James Anawalu, Drew Tranquil, Malik Zaire will speak at the Fan Fest, so they'll accompany us. They'll accompany the football team and then speak at the Fan Fest. But nobody that's going to be in the game or is dressed will be part of any other activities other than a normal road game preparation.
And then my other question is just, when it starts getting cold like this and you now know that you have two guys who are reliable runners, how much more does that help you kind of in cold weather games when you have CJ and Josh now?
Well, I think more than anything else that the games turn to be more, you know, of a physical, you know, nature, and you have to rely on a running game, you know, certainly in November. And so, you know, just balancing the load and having two guys that you can count on is very, very important.
Brian, are we assuming too much? Did CJ practice this week?
Yeah, he did. He practiced all week. Felt good. I think his words were, feels like himself again. So had a good week. He's got fresh legs. That's always, you know, the first thing that you see when you have a couple of weeks off like he did, but look good.
And with Avery Sebastian, have you made a decision whether he can help you this year yet?
Well, you know, I think it's at that point now where, you know, there would have to be some significant injuries, and he would have to help us, you know, win a national championship. I'm not going to throw him on a team just to run down and help us on kickoff. So he's practicing every day. He's learning the defense, continues to learn every single day. And if we get in a situation where we lose some frontline guys and we need to win, we'll play him. But if we don't have to, we won't.
Substituting enough that might actually change how you go about it, and do you have to kind of talk to the officiating crew? You know, if it's in the red zone either direction, that's a bit of a hike for some guys.
Yeah, so we're going to be allowed to leave the field from the boxes end at the 5-yard line. So let's say it's not our side, and we need to make some substitutions. We can leave from the 4-yard line to the back of the end zone and then go behind their team bench. We can never go and leave the field from the 5 to the 45, but we can leave from the 4 to the end line and then go back around. That's helpful. You still got to get your team from your 45 all the way down there. And the bigger thing is communicating what's going in, right? So let's say it's goal line, right? So if you're seeing, let's say you're the corner and you know you're out, I've got to recognize, because I can't hear it, I've got to recognize, okay, there's some big heavy guys coming in. That looks like goal line, because you can't hear goal line coming in. So there's some, you know, we have to add some calls and some signals to kind of make sure that all that goes smoothly.
So do you talk to the officiating crew about how this is all going to work, or do they sort of?
Yeah, we've had a conference call with them already. If it's a 25-second clock that's in operation, they're going to let 22 players get on the field. That just means the game goes a little bit longer and everybody stays up later. If it's a 40-second clock, there's not much they can do off of a 40-second clock. And that really is not something that affects the defense, because off of a 40-second clock, any changes that are made, the defense is going to have a chance to match those changes. So it really falls on the shoulders of the offense that if there's any changes that are made down there, you better be ready to get the playoff quickly because you're the one now that is up against the clock.
You were asked a bunch about Romeo the last couple weeks. I wanted to ask about, from the perspective of Coach Gilmore, and maybe instructionally, what impact you think he's had on him, and if that has anything to do with the way Romeo's playing right now.
Well, he seems to have adapted to, less is more, from Keith's teaching. And sometimes it's just, not that Mike didn't do a great job. He does a great job at any position I've asked him to coach. But, sometimes it's just a connection. And I think when we asked less of him in terms of technique and what we wanted him to focus on, it's really helped him a lot. And he's blossomed because of it.
Brian, you were asked about Justin a little bit from the Boston writers, your recruitment of him and so forth, but I'm curious, we haven't really had anything to ask you about with him since he fixed his mechanical problem. Can you just talk about what you've got out of him and what kind of confidence you have in him?
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in him because he's really diligent in his routine, his preparation, attention to detail. He's not somebody that has ups and downs. He's not affected by elements. Like, for example, today, very blustery conditions. Missed a kick and didn't go and start tweaking with his mechanics. I'm going to kick the ball outside the right upright. Just look. I got a breeze here. I'm going to kick it, and I'm gonna. Here's my target line. I'm going to start it on this line. That's all I can do, and I like that approach to the way he goes to work every single day. He picks his line. He sticks to it. He's committed to it, and I think that's the mark of a really good specialist, and I think that's what a lot of the kids respect about him.
With Jerron, he came bounding out on senior day, and we've seen the videos and stuff. Are you going to be able to keep him off the field before a postseason?
Well, we're going to travel him this week. He's going to travel. He's getting close. He's made great progress. He's probably another, I'd say before, 3 to 4 weeks. He's probably, it's all about strength of really the muscles around, the injury. It's not the injury itself. It's just having enough strength. He's got a bar on his back. We just got to get him stronger in certain areas, and he's hit a lot of the targets. I'm pretty certain he's going to be able to help us, in postseason play.
Anything else?
Good? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.